turned to an addict. I brought me a paddock. I brought her a baby one. Yeah, I brought me a Maybach. Came with 2 doors. Yeah, that's the Mercedes one. I stay with the baddest. I'm counting the cabbage while making my lady come. I brought a G-Wagon.
Listen up, you turkey necks. The grading system is strict. There are 3 possible scores, 100%, 50%, and 0%. If you do not pass the test, you will be kicked out the academy. There will be no talking. If I hear any of you punks talking, I will personally deliver a falcon punch straight to your jaw.
Konohamaru, what's the matter?
I don't remember what Irika-sensei said about Section 1 in his class. What the heck are animation firing sequences? Also, he never said anything about charged and lingering animations. I think I am going to fail this test.
Personally, I'm stuck on Section 2.
Bro, you're on that simp shit, FR.
At least I listened to Aruka, and checked out the study guide that Prince Xen made. It's a comprehensive guide covering a multitude of mechanics. You can think of it like a cheat sheet. I recommend you checking it out.
Attention, you little snot-nosed frail bastard. Time is up, hand in your test. Before I give you the hands.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to speak. Please don't fail me.
It's too late for that, you malignant swine. I ought to separate your head from the turtleneck you got on, you rubbish scum. Banish this child from my sight, then let's proceed to grading the tests. Alright motherfuckers, the test results are in. Report back to your teacher to see your grades. Good luck, you're going to need it.
No way 90% of my students failed. We're going to have a serious chat about this. You idiots. How can you fail a 2-question test? This is embarrassing. Do we need to go over the lesson again and lab some techniques?
But sensei, the questions on the test was not gone over in class. How are we supposed to know about charged animations, lingering animations, and how thick Tsunade is? Come on bruh.
If you weren't so busy playing around in Tsunade's titties and studied, you might have passed.
Bro, I remember no such thing.
Aruka-sensei, I failed because I didn't know the thickness of Tsunade. Maybe if I can get some hands-on experience I could—
Who gave this bitch the right to speak to me? Mr. Johnweld said no speaking and you spake. I don't want to hear anything out of you.
Iruka-sensei, that was not nice at all. We are trying our best to understand. Perhaps summer classes will help.
You dumb ass kids need to shut up. I'm trying to listen to Emily. Go on.
Thanks, Sensei. I was just thinking that animations might be too hard of a concept right now. Perhaps we can move on to a new subject, or do some summer classes.
Or better yet, he can teach us what we actually need to know for the test next time, instead of bullshitting around.
You know what? I can't do this right now. I need time to think. Let's continue class tomorrow. Class dismissed.
Hello there.
Whoa, I didn't see you up there.
Hiya, I didn't mean to startle you. I was just reading my Icha Tactics book. I couldn't help but hear you weeping. What's the matter?
It's the academy students. The majority of them failed. I'm not fit to teach the next generation of Naruto Storm 4 players. If they failed my class, how can I expect to teach them the complexity of movement? Only a very few have passed my class. The will of fire is just not there anymore.
I see. It's not the students who are failing, it's the teacher. You've lost the will of fire.
Kakashi, you're right. I've been too tough on my students.
Iruka-sensei, thanks to you I was able to figure out how to do crucifixion and sleep glitches by manipulating the animations. Have a look, sensei.
Do not worry. I'll teach the next generation. Tell your passing students to meet me at the creek. And Iruka, don't be so hard on yourself. You're just at your limits. Ciao.
Oh, hey there, Kakashi. Come and join us for some dumplings?
Minato-sensei. Sure, but you're super late.
Well, we're all done with our self-introductions. Other than yours, that is.
That way I'll be able to glare down at all the other villages!
Besides, they can't carve the Sharingan if you're wearing goggles.
Well, they can carve them on top of my goggle!
I'm Minato. I'll be your superior. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it is!
Teamwork, huh?
That's exactly right.
Huh? But what does that mean?
Okay, let's begin.
All right. The chance that you'll fail at this task is over 66%.
Great. All of you passed.
In other words, one of you three.
Whoa! At this rate, you're never gonna get them.
Compared to how he is against Obito and Rin. In order to complete this mission... Obito! Rin!
Huh?
Just do it!
Well, I suppose it's worth a try, am I right?
Let's go!
Yeah!
It wasn't Minato-sensei's fault at all. I need to make sure their teamwork is solid.
Of all the rotten luck, why'd I have to get lumped together with losers like you?
Hey, you know what? I just had a really fantastic idea. Huh, what a coincidence. That's the reason why I will
Decide which of you drops out!
You're going back to the academy.
Big brother, you sure about this? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't eat the bento lunches. You're supposed to follow the rules. But still. Kakashi-sensei!
You stuck to the rules, that's true. But you didn't follow the unwritten rule. You'll find out when you all go back to the academy.
Hey, Kakashi, why don't you come over here and join us? We've got some delicious dumplings.
He failed every one of them again, just like last time.
That's not what really concerns me, though.
I mean, they were my classmates as well, and I grieved them.
Lord Third, the Yambu simply isn't for someone like Kakashi.
Watching Kakashi, it's as though he's in a hurry to die.
So you think the same thing as well?
Heya, you must be my new students. We have a lot to learn. Let's go around and introduce ourselves, then get started. I'm your superior, I go by Kakashi, the student of the 4th Hokage.
Hi Kakashi, I'm Emily. I want to learn a lot, and I'm excited to be your student.
Hi, I'm Jimbo. I heard this is a challenging class. I hope to learn a lot and strengthen my team composition. I main Niji, Chuoji, and Toby.
Hello, my name is Mark. Just so you know, Kakashi, there will be more students joining us in the future. They are back at the academy retaking the test.
Great, but I don't have time to hear the rest of their names, so let's just jump into it. Our topic is movement. First, we'll start by understanding the importance of movement, then the mechanics behind it. In Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, your character fights on a 3-dimensional battlefield, and each map has its own characteristics, such as boundaries, size, and obstructions. Each character has its own point of interest. You can think of it as a dot on the map from a bird's eye view. Your character can move with a 360-degree range of motion on each plane on the map, which are air, ground, and down.
That's awesome, so you're saying I can affect my direction of movement while I'm on the ground and in the air.
You're correct, you can affect your movement on each plane of the map, but each plane has its own movement properties. In Erika's class, you learned about animations, specifically hard and soft animations. Those rules still apply with movement. You have your hard animated movement options such as ninja moves and jumps, then you have your soft animation options such as walking.
Oh brother, it looks like we have another incompetent teacher who doesn't know what they are talking about. There are no soft and hard animations movement.
Given that you're a subordinate of the Hidden Leaf Village, you must be respectful and understanding of the technical ambiguity we high-level instructors share. Not all of us are going to agree or use the same terminologies.
You big head. Shut up and listen to the instructor. Your fat ass can really use this lesson on movement.
Anyways, regardless of how you interpret the various movement options, I'm going to show you how we can use them to our advantage, offensively and defensively. But first, understand that in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, you share the same focal point with your opponent.
What is the focal point and why is it important to understand Sensei?
Great question. The focal point is vital to understand, especially if you want to master movement. There are 2 determining factors that dictates your movement options, which are the focal point and tracking. You can manipulate the 2 to achieve a favorable outcome. In fact, movement can serve as a better alternative than countering.
Explain please. I understand that the focal point can be manipulated by moving around, but tracking is a broad statement. Are you referring to ability tracking, character tracking, or your own tracking?
Ha ha ha, all of the above. Let's show some examples, shall we? On the battlefield, you want to understand a few baseline things about your opponent. First, the zone of effectiveness in which your opponent has the upper hand. This refers to jutsus, hitboxes, speed, and tracking. Alright, Jimbo. I'm going to use you for this example. Give me a key element you want me to avoid on the battlefield by just using movement.
Right on. I want you to avoid Naruto Rasengan Barrage.
Easy, now that we have a jutsu to avoid, we can start by determining its zone of effectiveness. Naruto Rasengan Barrage is a unique ability, due to there being 2 or more projectiles fired within a set interval. The activation time and travel speeds are fast, and can reach up to mid-range on the battlefield, but the weakest attribute is that the tracking is linear and bound to the ground. We have a few options here. Knowing that the tracking is linear, we can play a simple game called bullfighting, in which Naruto is the raging bull, and you are the muleta. Depending on how wide the hitbox is, we can make an acute maneuver in the form of a ninja move to avoid the attack outright. We can perform this for both projectiles.
Nah, you cannot make this a favorable outcome up close using that technique.
Well, sure you can, but if you insist being up close, well, you have a simpler option, just jump. Or jump and perform a ninja move any direction, avoiding Naruto's direction of travel. Like I mentioned earlier, it's quite simple stuff. To make it easier, don't pay attention to how scary or daunting the ability looks, instead understand its geometry, look at it that way.
Sensei, you're right. Fireballs are less scary when I look at it as a traveling projectile that tracks at a 12-degree angle.
Emily, as bright as you are, you're not accounting for size, distance, and speed.
What do you mean, Sensei? If we can perform a 90-degree ninja move and the projectile has a 12-degree tracking radius, that means we just need to jump between the 78-degree angle.
You're partially right, but you have too many assumptions within your equation. This is where we get to test your math skills.
Sensei, I'm good at math. Test me.
金钱看齐，两场协作，秦香莲的32岁了，装个当朝，驸马郎的气质王的满皇上的会2岁了，装个当朝，看齐两场协作，秦香莲的32岁了，装个当朝，驸马郎的气质王的满皇上的会2岁了，装个当朝。
I recognize your strengths and talents, Jimbo, but that was weird. Don't do it again. But this is a flaw within Emily, so we are going to continue with her. The reason why I mention size is because some abilities and hitboxes covers a wider angle than what it appears. That 78-degree angle you mentioned earlier may really look like a 74-degree angle because the size of the fireball.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But how does speed and distance play into this?
Great question. The speed and distance is important because it determines how long the fireball will take to track you. For example, if I was a fireball traveling 100 miles per hour and I needed to perform a 12-degree turn to attack you, it will be tight, and most likely won't connect, especially if you're up close. But if you are far away and am traveling slower, I have enough time to adjust my angles before I cover enough ground to reach you. Lastly, you need to keep in mind that this will be performed in a dynamic environment where you and your opponent's focal point may look different seconds later.
I see. I was assuming that all projectiles and hitboxes had the same size. But what I didn't account for is that, if I was far and I start dodging a slow but hard tracking ability early, it will still connect because of the time it had to adjust to my direction. And given my opponent may be manipulating the camera angles to throw off how I dodge the ability.
Bingo, you got it. Great stuff.
Nah, you ain't slick, Sensei. I want you to avoid a wider jutsu like Hokage Minito's ultimate jutsu.
This will be interesting. But quick. Minito's ultimate jutsu covers a wider area. You cannot avoid it just by ninja moving if you are far. In that case, we can manipulate its vertical tracking by timing a jump in the air, then dropping to the ground. It will look scary, but if you perform it correctly, the attack will fly above your head, avoiding the attack altogether.
So it sounds like you can avoid everything in this game.
Avoid? No. Look at Shikamaru's kunai, they'll seek you out from the depths of hell. Any 360-degree wide abilities will be naturally harder to avoid, but don't worry, we only covered ninja moves and angles. Here's a method of movement, I call it pogoing. This is where you block an attack and ninja move out of it at the same time. It's quite satisfying when you achieve it. Here's another powerful and yet simple defensive maneuvering method, it's called hollow stepping. This is a method where you tilt your left analog stick between 41% to 66% while jumping. You can block while doing it as well.
Hey, I actually know this one. I'm bad at it because I still get caught. However, when a friend does it, I cannot catch him. Why is that?
Great question. I see a lot of the new gen players doing it incorrectly. Understand that if you jump twice, you are susceptible to being guard manipulated in the air. Also, when you are in the air, you take more guard damage. To avoid this altogether, hollow step at 90-degree angles. 90 degrees is your best friend in this game. Chikara dashing, backstepping, and guarding is all powerful depending on how you use it. If you don't understand the advantages and disadvantages each serves, I recommend you checking out Prince Exon's guide in the description.
Sensei, can you show us how to break character movement?
What the fuck? Where the hell did you come from? Anywho, you just do it by switching when they dash at you. This is a good time to go on to the last section. The last part is teamwork. Every character shares the same movement options, except puppets. When you use proper teamwork, your movement abilities become next level. Here's a friendly reminder, all jutsus track under one character. If you switch, you avoid the jutsu coming to you. If you time the switch correctly, you can avoid the damage as well. You can perform a double dash to catch and avoid enemies. You're also able to let your support type take damage in your place. Not all characters have the same movement properties, some float, others has longer ninja moves, and decisive movement within their animations. Explore and see how you can use them to your advantage. There are the predictable outcomes when it comes to movement, but the act of being unpredictable and creative to win the small exchanges will determine whose has the better movement.
Hold up, brother, I don't do this vague nonsense talk, just show me some tech. What are some situations where I can utilize reverse ninja moving?
Reverse ninja moves is a great option when you want to further backstep.
Not bad, what else can you show me?
Check out perfectly timed ninja moving.
Bro, that's not hard, my nigga. Show me some tight movement options.
There are a bunch of ways you can use movement. It really just means how you position yourself within the space of the game. You can create minute situations to help yourself defensively and offensively.
Fuck all that, I'll just put them in a crucifixion glitch and I'll win off them not being able to move, and torture them until the time runs out. I laugh at their pain and rage and feast off their suffering until I become victorious.
Damn girl. What's gotten into you?
I'll harvest the bone marrow of my enemy and venture to Mount Meiboku, to discrete all the natural energy onto my summoning stone, then reanimate their corpse to serve as my feudal puppet, that will be hung onto the wall, as a remembrance of the pitiful opponent in whom lost in battle to a single glitch.
Alright, Sensei, it was nice knowing you, but I am out.
Hold up, Jimbo, this is interesting. Little girl, how did you come up with an idea like that?
Well, simple really. It was my idol, Sanon's life. If you watch the Naruto Storm 4 Evo 2018 Grand Finals, you'll understand my passion to unleashing this glitch onto all my enemies.
That's quite sinister, don't you think? I don't think learning that move was the purpose of the video. You should learn from some players like Little Z and Suns 243. They exhibit great movement and use of animations, they have deep knowledge about the game. You will learn a lot. Take a listen to what they have to say.
Hey guys, my name is Little Z and I'm a French player. I've been playing Naruto since like Naruto Storm 2, and I kinda joined the community at first, the French community on Storm Revolution during 2014. At first I was more into the style community, the combo making and stuff, and I've been making many videos about that. But I've always enjoyed like also the meta community and all the competitions, so I kind of play both for a long time. Even now I'm more doing like competitions and meta playing on Storm 4. I feel like the Storm community is kind of cool and chill in the way that we are a small community like compared to other games. So as I'm making like sometimes tournaments or video making, editing for other people in the community, it's kind of cool because like you can easily play or share things with people from all over the world. As an example, I can play sometimes with a Russian player or American player or all over Europe, even Cameroonese player. So that's really cool. As we are a small community, we can share things and help each other sometimes. Even like the Storm community can be a little bit toxic sometimes, you know. But mainly, as we are a small community, I feel that it's kind of nice and chill, so really cool. I've been recently making lots of music videos for some artists, and lots of editing can be for artists, for like company, industry, something like more institutional, and also like for my fun, making some editing on Naruto, always like AMV or combo edits, even for other players. So mainly I'm doing lots and lots and lots of editing and videos. And where can you find that? On my YouTube channel at first for Naruto, Little Z. And for all my other work on my Instagram, author X Gardiner. I think there is a link like in my YouTube channel or something. I think my favorite character in the game is Kirin Sasuke, the early Shippuden Sasuke, which I've been using since Storm 2 now, and I've been playing him on all the Naruto Storms. It's really cool because you can play him as a skill character and also as a meta character. He's really fast, gets some good combos, not crazy because it's like Storm 2 moveset, so really basic, but still like really fast gameplay and moveset, which I like. So yeah, Kirin Sasuke definitely. There is like many different players and different gameplays, so I wouldn't say there is some tech that are not used enough. I think that's kind of okay, but yeah, definitely there is some characters you don't see enough on the game, but that's due to the fact that some characters are just less good, like way less good than like the top tier of the game. So that's kind of a shame, but still there is some players that can play middle tier or even low tier characters and they play it really well. So that's really cool to have some diversities in the game, in the gameplay. So yeah, definitely there is some characters we don't see enough, like, I don't know, Obito Kid or Iruka, that kind of stuff. But still, some good players play them, so that's really fun to watch. I've been teaching some Naruto players since few years now, and I'm always saying like the same advices. I think people should play like better players to get better, to know how to learn, to know how to counter the gameplays and stuff. And people should also, I think, learn all the movesets. I mean, all the moves and all the tech also. It's really important to have a global vision and knowledge on the game. And just practice, just play. And also, play who you like. Play the characters that you really like. Because some new players like take the OP characters at first, but they only focus on them, so they have not a good knowledge on the game, and they will not like upgrade in their gameplays. They will not get better playing always the same characters and the same OP ones. It's not like Naruto Storm is a lot about the OP characters, obviously, but it's more about your gameplay, your neutral, your knowledge on the game, your moves and stuff. So I would say play against better players, know how to do all the techs in the game, and find your own characters and your own playstyle.
My name is Desio, but too most on YouTube I'm just known as Nsans243. I'm Portuguese and live in Germany. I've been in the YouTube Storm community since early Storm 2 era more or less. I'd say I'm mostly known as a content creator. Specifically for combo videos and occasionally tutorials too, for tricks I use/discover. Whether I'm a top player or not, I let others decide. Oh boy. I've experienced a lot in those years. Honestly, it's kinda hard for me to remember the positives, but the most fun I've had I'd say was in the Storm 3 era, where I actively wanted to participate in tournaments with some players who were still active at the time. Storm 4 is a blast though. It's not only the most fun when it comes to the potential with its mechanics, but also the game that started my drive to make combo videos and where I started to get known more. Primarily because the PS4 recording feature allowed it LOL. To me personally, I think it took the community too long to develop into the right direction that it is heading. But I'm glad it is now, even if I'm not actively trying to be part of it like I used to. I'm currently working on my perhaps last combo video for NS4, but you never know what the future holds, so there might be more eventually. I can be found on YouTube or Twitter under the same username. I have a Discord account too though, even if I don't use it all that much. My favorite character to play is also my favorite character in Naruto, it's Itachi. Reason being that he's simply the ultimate ninja with all the tools one could ask for. Rene Sharingan Sasuke takes second place ever since launch because he feels nice to play. Speed, animations etc. Since I'm currently working on a combo video where I use Mew, I'd say he's pretty underutilized and underrated. He has many hidden tricks up his sleeve besides a cool jutsu. If you want to advance in skills, well, there isn't really much to say except your usual, practice makes perfect. If you're dedicated to it, then it will come with time, don't rush. Also, try looking for players at your level and compete with them first, then if you're confident you go further. Step by step. As for what I do, Mainly it is required to have a creative mind and dedication to experiment with all kinds of moves, tricks and mechanics of various characters in different ways in order to create setups. Those setups you created can be used further and you can try to chain into other setups. If you can't, maybe consider changing characters to better fit the idea you're trying to accomplish. Another great thing you can do is keep saving clips from battles where you thought, oh, this was cool, maybe I can improve it. That's mostly how I did many videos at first until I didn't need to battle anymore for creative setup ideas.